All right. I guess I'll just use this like this. Okay. So after I went to the monthly, I saw that okay, we had already swept, we are broken, and then we have this demand here. And then the weekly, I came there, I saw that okay, we had swept, uh, we had price take out this high here. Then we came down here, and then we came here, and then we took out the high. And so now we have inducement here, had inducement here. So had inducement here, and we had inducement here, and we have this candle here that is holding some demand. So we had already swept. This candle was the one that price had to touch into, but this candle was the one that broke the supply that was here. It was the one that broke it, and then we didn't mitigate it fully before price went up. So now price will have to come into this and do, then we can then move and buy. So a lot of people were seeing sales on ETH and BTC, and they were like, "Oh, price is dumping." Price is not dumping. Price is heading for something. So yes, exactly. The thing is, the thing is, you have to wait for it. If you don't see something on the with an eagle's eye, you will not be able to discover that, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. If you don't see it with an eagle's eye, you don't know that this is what it's supposed to be. So that's why sometimes I just have to like zoom out to higher time frame to see what price is doing. Every week I have to check monthly time frame. Every week I have to check monthly time frame to see what has price done, what is price doing, and what is price going for. So when you go to the higher time frame, you see things more clearly. So when everybody is saying sell, your own is buy. Somebody will not be like, are you okay? Are you right in the head? What are you saying? So this is how you see it. And then we saw that we had inducement here. Price is now heading for this candle. And so on daily, we see that okay, the zone is still standing. We had a sweep here, we had some supply here, and then price was able to push through. And then we had a little movement here. Price has been able to go up from there. And so now we have to just wait for price to come into this particular zone. There are two FVG, there's an FVG here. If we were looking on weekly, we would say maybe it's one FVG, but here we have two candles that are carrying FVG on their head. So price now has to come into it, and then we can move from there. And so now we even see that we have stop points that are occurring on the daily time frame. We have this stop point here. That means that some buyers are reacting, and so soon enough we are going to touch into a demand and we are going to react. First stop point, second stop point, and then the next thing we should expect is that price should tap into here and then up we go. So that is just it. I've already put this markup in my journal. So that is what I expect to see. And I said, until price taps into this zone, I'm not ready to take any setup like trying to sell price into my POI or try to take a buy to go and tap into one supply and then sell. No, I'm not willing to do that because there's no point in doing that. Already we are selling. So if we are not going to sell into that demand, I'm not interested in anything that price wants to do. So I saw that okay, maybe there might be a zone that price might tap into here. After it taps into it, it will sell. And if it doesn't, so there was now something I saw last night when I was coming back from Rihanna's house. And I saw that price was kind of giving me my setup. Price was giving me my setup. Already in the morning, I had already taken this setup and the major setup and sent it to somebody. I said that okay, this is what I expect to see on ETH. So I now began to see we had a sweep here, price type tapped into supply here. We came down, we swept, price took out this high, price came into this, and so it now looked like as if we now have a shift in this place. So we now came here, we tapped into some demand here, tapped into this demand here. Price went up, took the high. You are now having confidence that okay, yeah, we are bullish. So price came, tapped into this zone again, and then was able to buy from here. Well, only if anybody was lucky to get into that one, but that would not have been something I want to get into yesterday. Oh wait, this one even happened today, 2 a.m. So price tapped into this and then bought, swept all of this. Somebody will now be like, okay, we are going up to go and take this high. They will say, we are going up to go and take this high. Let's get ready to buy. Because now they've seen their price has come here to come and take all of the highs that were here. And now you saw that price sold and came down into the same zone again. One thing I now expect is that price should go up somewhere, find some supply, and then sell and take out this demand here. Take out all of these lows too. Because why? We still have supply here that price is reacting from. We still have supply here that price is reacting from. And unless we take out the supply and then we begin to maybe like go up, something like this, maybe you take out the supply and then we begin to give bullish intent. Well, maybe then. But me, I don't expect to see anything here. Price might maybe like come here and then tap into this supply here and then sell. But what me I'm looking to see is price come into this zone. That is what me I want to see. All of this one that price is doing here is not my concern. That takes a little patience. It's not my concern. It might take 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get there. I don't mind. There are other pairs that I'm trading. It's not the only one. I'll not come and lose my patience on one pair. And even if it's my only pair, I'll still be patient because I'll just go and do other things. So sometimes in this business, you have to like have some other things that you are doing, maybe some other skills that you're in. And while you're waiting, you just focus on those other things and then you just do your stuff. So when you now see that okay, price is beginning to give you some entry or stuff like that, you begin to be like, okay, let's do it. So that's when you now have interest. Until then, you don't want to have anything to do with price. Oh. And one problem with trading is that most traders, and you see them, you just be looking at the chart, limo, and that's what the problem is. When you continue to look at the chart will begin to entice you, and before you know, you just carry your head and go and enter trade you are not supposed to enter. So that's the thing. That's the thing. When you look at the chart continually, you'll be tempted. It's just like when somebody is using sweets to tempt you that has poison, sweets that has poison. And you yourself, you know in your mind, your heart of hearts that, okay, this thing is not good though. But then you are supposed to leave that person's presence. But you still sit down there and the person is still enticing you. This thing is good though. It's looking very good. It's very, very nice. It's very sweet though. You should just try it. Before you know, your willpower will break and you accept it. So the more you put yourself in the presence of it, the more you are tempted to take what you are not supposed to take. And that's the same way it is in trading. If you keep on looking at the charts continually, okay, what has price done? What has price done? You'll be like, okay, it look like price is doing something here. You begin to hallucinate. And before you know, you have taken trade you are not supposed to take. So that's just the way it is. So until price comes into this zone, not ready to take any trade unless I begin to see structure to the upside. And I mean structure to the upside. So maybe we begin to see a structure that's maybe like we go here, we come here, we go here, and then we come here, we begin to break supplies and all of that, and then we begin to move upward. Okay, that is when I can now have interest in, okay, let me look for a position for buy. And even then, self, I'll still be careful because we have not touched this zone. And this is where monthly is supposed to, go. Because that's the one place that I see on monthly time frame that price is supposed to touch into. We already came here, we swept, and then we had this candle, we swept this, price tapped into the demand that was here, and then this one tapped into the demand that this candle was holding, and then it went up. So this candle is the one holding demand. And where is the best area for price to be able to come into? It is an area whereby we had supply before and we have now taken it down. So this one was reacting to something, a demand here somewhere. And then this one too was reacting to a supply. This one reacting to a supply, reacting to a supply. So what zone is best? It's just here, this place. And so price wants to react to anything. That's the best place that price can react from, and then we can move forward from there. So if we are looking for short demand, that is where we can find it. So if we don't have that, then there's no reason to get into a trade. No reason to get into a trade. That's just it. Now this one will now be looking enticing like, oh, okay, we have come here, we have come here, we have swept some things, and now we just expect that price will now come and do something like this, eh, do this, and then we'll now get an entry and then we begin to buy. It doesn't make sense because it's not making any sense at all. We have not been able to confirm the presence of demand. We still have supply here that price is generating from, and that supply are sold down here to this place. Demand is here, supply is here. That's like a range practically. Demand is here, supply is here. We don't know who is going to win. You now say you want to put yourself in the middle of all of them. Best to just find out who is winning than to take trades that are not worth it. So that's just it. How has it been with trading? Okay, now go ahead.
The the form of respect. Oh, sorry, this explanation. There are people that have target to all these monthly targets, all those things. So you mark is best like this. You need to follow your target. You for trade with other friends, follow your target. Or you don't see your target, forget about your target. Just forget about your target.
The thing is, no target is what you going against your trading rule. No target is worth it. Because your trading rule is personal to you. It is something that you are working on personally to make sure that, okay, this thing, I don't want it in my life again. And so I put the rule in place to be able to combat it, to make sure that I don't make this mistake. So that is what trading rule is there for. And so if you say that you have a target and it looks like, okay, you are now about to take the wrong trade just so that you can meet up with your target, it is not worth it. Better to not hit that target than to lose the whole money that you've made so far. That is it. It's better to not hit that target than to lose the whole money that you made so far. Because if you now get into a point whereby you are now desperate to hit that target, you are going to lose money and you will not like yourself. So emotions, those are the things that usually, mess up with the mind of a trader. When you are emotionally like inspired to do something, you feel like, I'm supposed to use my time. I'm supposed to use my time. That's when you now take desperate trades and you lose money through that. So it's best to just follow your trading plan. If you are not able to hit the target, it is fine. There is still more time. The market is not going anywhere. You can still take more trades. You will still see your setup sooner or later. So when you have already planned that, okay, oh, I want to reach this target, and you've seen that, okay, the times that you have been given are the times that you have utilized to search and analyze and check for your setup specifically, and you saw that, okay, your setup did not show up as much times as you are supposed to, as it was supposed to. with the kind of trading plan that you have, that okay, this is the amount of risk I'm going to use, this is the amount of this is the target I want to achieve, this is the sorry, the risk to reward that I want to achieve. When you see that okay, despite everything that you've done, you've not still been able to achieve your target for maybe that month or whatever, you don't because of that now say that, oh, we are near end of the month and I haven't hit my target, now say that okay, i want to I want to take one trade just maybe to hit it. That's where you begin to make mistakes. And I can't lie, it has happened to me before that okay, I be like okay, I need to pass this prop firm challenge, that I need to pass it by all means. I so only remaining $50 to hit my target now. Let me just find one trade and just take it and hit my target and pass. And that is when I realized that I began to lose more money. And I even lost a good amount of money that I've made over the week. So all for $50. Do you realize that? All for $50. So it is not worth it if you are not able to, your target is not worth it if you can't follow your trading plan. So it is best to not hit the target than to go against your trading plan. Yeah. So how has it
So
been?
I took some food, but I I didn't get thank you. I will get them.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
GB. I think I also took on you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have you been able to look at peers that actually follow what you like to see before you take a trade?
I'm not.
You should do that because that will make your watch list. You need to have a watch list. When you have a watch list, you know that these are the pairs that you are going to go by, that you are going to use every day. These are the pairs that you have seen that okay, this thing has my setup. It shows my setup most times, most often than not. And you are able to select, you and pick those pairs that okay, these are the ones I'm going to be working with, and this is what I want to be seeing. And whenever they don't show your setup, you know that okay, you are not interested in the market. On this my list now, you can't see anything more than maybe 3 or 4 pairs. That is what I work with. US30, ETH, this AUD USD is just a research. So UJ and GU. So I'm currently trying to find other pairs that fits my kind of strategy. So AUD USD is one of them. And I've been able to see something on AUD USD. That's why it's still sitting on my dashboard. So that's just it. You don't have to have too much space to analyze that okay, you want to be taking trades on most pairs. When I saw that gold wanted to pass my power this past few weeks or so, I left gold. I threw gold away. So I just threw it to one side because
Maybe that was before my trade.
yes, because gold is actually is just going to frustrate some people nowadays if you are not very careful about what is going on, because when they were buying, that was the time that it made sense because investors were really invested in buying. And now that gold is selling, some people still want to hold on to the market that okay, we are still going to buy. We are not letting go. We want to buy gold. And that is what is causing problem. Major thing is people want to sell generally, the movers of the market, those who are holding the bigger volume. They want to sell. But some people want to buy. So it wouldn't make sense to now be in the middle of everything. You now say that, oh, okay, let me go and buy. Let me place a buy limit. You place a buy limit, your SL will hit. And you now be like, what's happening now? Should be this thing is showing my setup is doing this and that and that. You just lose money and you don't want to like put yourself in that kind of situation whereby you are losing money. So that is just it. So it's important that you have a watch list. The important you have a watch list. It's important that
Yes, sir.
you have that so that you can
I
be able
want
to
to
click. Yeah, you
and
can
I have to
click
do
the
that.
right trades. See what?
So I have to do that after back test.
You don't need to wait for back testing before you pick a watch list. You can forward test. Whenever you don't have the means to get a back test or replay tool or whatever, you forward test. You check what has happened in the past week on this particular pair, and then you look at it. Okay, are there areas where I could have gotten in? Are there areas where I could have taken a
Is
trade?
that what you call forward test? I thought that's
Yes,
back
that is
test.
forward testing. Back testing is when you go look at previous price action from maybe 1 year or so, and then you say that okay, I want to look at how well my strategy did during this on this pair. That is what backtesting is. You are backtesting your strategy or your setup on one particular pair. But forward testing is when you decide that okay, let me check how does my strategy do when you are not cutting out price action. That is what forward testing is. So you are checking how well has my strategy played out on this thing. Will I have gotten entries on this particular pair? And the best thing is whenever you want to pick a pair that you are going to be using, it is best to backtest it. If you have the means of access to a replay tool, you can backtest it. And if you do not have the access to a replay tool, then you just go ahead and forward test. Find out what has happened so far. And you look at it that okay, let me see what price is going to do next. Let me just observe. Let me observe what price is going to do next. And if you see that okay, this thing follows what you like to see in the market, then you can use it as a pair. So when we backtest is just to find out to get data on that pair. So and if you don't have the access to it, you just forward test. That's it. See what Message was doing. Okay. I put it on two different broker. This was the one I was looking at yesterday that okay, we have a zone of supply here that is very priced to sell from this zone. And most especially this one because we already even have a swinger here. And very priced to sell from this and it's sold from there. Now price is giving people are buying. So that's one of the reasons why you have to be able to use eagle's eyes to see what price is doing. You look at it, what is price doing? I knew that there was possibility that price might not come and sweep this one immediately yesterday. So I was expecting that. Expecting that. So this is where the whole issue comes from. When we have buyers who are buying, we have sellers who are selling. And normally price action says that it is sell. And you don't want to be in the middle of all of that. Don't want to. We can be like sometimes that let me just like catch a move, let me catch a move so that I can make some money so that I can eat. That's not trading. Oh. That's not trading.
Yes, sir.
Trading is not desperation. A lot of times people say that trading is for people who have money and all of that. Yeah, trading is for people who have money. But trading is most especially for people who are disciplined and people who are patient. That is when you can call trading your own. When you are disciplined and you are patient, that is when you can call trading your own. Doesn't matter whatever level you are in or whatever status you have achieved. The moment you can achieve discipline and patience, that is when you can call trading your own. Doesn't matter whoever it is. So that is just the game. That is the game. You don't need every move to be able to make money. You just need one move. So there was this book that this person wrote, The One Thing. I don't know, maybe it's Brian Tracy or something, or Strong. Who wrote it? The One Thing. You only need one thing. You only need one setup. You only need one strategy. You only need one risk management. That's the one thing. And if we are able to stick to one thing, that is when we have already achieved success. God does not is not in favor of polygamy, especially in the new covenants. Abi, am I wrong?
No, one woman to one woman.
So one man to one woman. And if you as a man, we can successfully stay with your woman and have your woman and you don't have problem. Because at the point you have to learn, even in marriage, how to set up with one woman. How to set up with one woman. It will not be easy initially for some people who like to, in their yesteryears, they are used to moving from one relationship to another relationship, having multiple girlfriends and all of that. It will be difficult. That is indiscipline. And so, if you now come into the Christendom and you want to marry, you have to marry just one woman and you have to stick to the one woman. Else you have trouble. That is the thing. You have to stick to the one woman. And